Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you to those who have posted devotionals. Thank you to those who have added to this through songs, through worshipful meditation, through podcasts. I appreciate all of it. Thank you, Aaron, for the devotional on the joy of fasting. Wow, what an awesome testimony. Thank you, Stacy, that fasting can be our love offering to God. Great, that's great. I'm still working on my own joy in fasting, but it's coming by the grace of God. Today, I wanted to talk about our yes, the holy yes, the yes we get to give God as an offering. So during fasting, we're saying a lot of no to what we want, no to maybe it's food or chocolate or exercising or doing the dishes, whatever we're fasting from. And we say no, and we're teaching our flesh to be able to not always have what we want. But it's the yes that's the fun part. It's the yes that where we get to go to God and we get to say yes. Now, a yes is also scary, right? Because God is oftentimes with that yes, he's wanting the big thing. And fasting helps us to start saying no to our flesh. We decrease the strength of our flesh man and we increase the strength of our spirit man through fasting. The verse today it's Mark chapter 10. And it's the rich young ruler. And he goes to Jesus and we know the conversation. What must I do to inherit eternal life? And Jesus gives him the list. And the man says, I've done all these things from my youth. Verse 21, looking at him, Jesus loved him and said to him, you lack one thing. Go sell all you have and give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. Then come follow me. But he went away grieving, because he was dismayed, because he had many possessions. Jesus asked for his yes, and he couldn't give it. When Blinn and I were first called to be house parents many years ago, 13 years ago, we were part of a church in Colorado at the time, and we started receiving some prophetic words. Other people were talking to us, and they'd give us verses about helping the alien and the widow, and the James verse about visit the orphan and the widow in their affliction, keep oneself unstained from the world. Another word about how the church we were at was like a greenhouse, and they were sending us out. And we received all this, and we finally, it took us a minute, but we finally gave our yes. And we moved across the country from Denver to Alabama to be house parents, and it started a great journey for us. After a couple years, looking back, we started to get into some, I would just call it a rough spot of ministry. And seeing, and with the benefit of hindsight, I think what happened is, for me specifically, is I gave my yes, and then I took over, because I felt like the yes was the part where I said, okay, God, and then what God was really recruiting was my talents and abilities. And I needed to keep saying yes. I somewhere in the process, I just said, okay, well, I said yes, and now the rest, I just take over the rest. I wouldn't have put it like that, but looking back, that's about what happened. The beauty of Jesus is that he looks at us and he loves us, and he sees us as we're making mistakes and as we say no and all the problems, and he keeps asking and he keeps coming. When we say yes, yes allows us to come back to the evening breeze relationship. When we say yes every day to God, we are recommitting to our good and loving God despite our weakness and fear. A yes takes us into the wildness of wonder where God can do anything. A yes excites our imagination for what God can do. God is focused on his glory. He's focused on magnifying himself. And he does that best through our yes. God isn't glorified in our plan by my talents and abilities. He's glorified through me saying yes repeatedly to his plan. May we all find the joy, unity, and love of saying yes to our God.